Hello there, how's it going? It's Mr. Payton. I'm here today to show you how to do a Part 2 assignment that goes along with your unit tests. We're going to be doing these every other unit. So this is the first one occurring here in Unit 2, Fractions and Decimals. I'm logged in as a student right now, and I'm going to go to the My Schedule page. And our unit test is going to be Friday, October 8th. I'm going to skip ahead to Friday. So your My Schedule page is where you should be starting your day. If in case you didn't know this already, it's where all your teachers put the assignments they want you to do each day. And on Friday, I have a couple things on your plan for math, but you're not going to see everything unless you have all of your quizzes done. So the unit tests are set up to not even unlock unless you have all of your quizzes done in the unit. And so I have a message here. It says click here to see, click here if you don't see your Unit 2 fractions and decimals, Part 1 and Part 2 test. Very important, the unit tests of all your math units only unlock if you have the quizzes in each unit completed. If you don't see the 217 unit test Part 1 and Part 2 on your plan today, you probably didn't complete one or more of the quizzes in this unit. And I have a list of the quizzes and a reminder on how you can go back to revisit these quizzes or take them for the first time through the content link. And a reminder about how you should have overdue notices for any of the quizzes here in Unit 2 that you haven't completed yet, if any. And also a link to the OneNote and a reminder about how the quizzes can be tried 3 times and how they're open book. Well, the unit test is open book as well, and it can be tried twice. The Part 1 is just a regular old 10 questions graded by the computer, each question worth 3 points. But the Part 2 assignment is a little bit special. Let me back to the My Schedule page and let's see. So this student has done all the quizzes, and so this student there's 3 links down here. The first one, everybody will see this regardless of whether you did all the quizzes or not. It says 2.17 unit test. However, if you still have some quizzes you didn't do in this unit, you're not going to see anything under assessment here. It'll be blank. If you see both the links, these are direct links to your Part 1 and Part 2. They're the same exact links as these here. This one will take you right to the Part 1. This one will take you right to the Part 2. So let's click right into the Part 2 right now. And I have a bunch of instructions here. Mostly these are just suggestions on how you could show your work. It says here is a link to your Unit 2 Fractions and Decimals Unit Test Part 2 2.17 graded assignment. Look down below past all these directions for the Word document, and in case you have any issues with the Word file, I've included the PDF. See my suggestions below on good ways to show your work. So here's the files down here at the bottom. It's almost like they're kind of hiding down here. Everything up here is just different suggestions on how to show your work. This is the Word document right here, and this is going to work out just fine for most of you guys. You should all have Office 365 accounts, meaning you have Microsoft Word on your student computers. If you click that first file there in Google Chrome, it just downloads to the bottom of your screen. You can just click it from here. It should automatically open up using Microsoft Word on your computer. And that's it right there. The only thing you might have to do is click Enable Editing. If a little yellow banner pops up like this, then your computer is just trying to protect you from viruses or something here at first. And you need to click Enable Editing for you to be able to write on this document. Just put your name up at the top here, and down here is where you will put your answer. So for the Part 2 assignments, it's just a math problem, but you have to give your answer, show all your work, and explain all the steps you took in solving the problem. And most of the points come from showing your work and explaining your steps. 2 points for showing your work, 2 points for explaining your steps, 1 point for the correct answer. And it says down here, state your answer in the most simplified form. So it's a fractions question. We want you to simplify it. Show all your work. Explain all the steps you took using sentences, and the words first, next, and last. That's just to keep you organized. And the problem reads, a container has 17.5 cups of lemonade. Asher gives each of his classmates 5/6 of a cup of lemonade. He gives away all the lemonade. How many classmates does Asher give lemonade to? So this is going to be a dividing fractions problem. He has 17 and a half cups he's dividing out into 5/6 of a cup portions to his classmates. And the quotient of this should be your answer. Now I'm not going to do this problem. I'm going to change the numbers a little bit, but I just want to go back and talk about the different ways you could show your work here. Well, I guess I'll talk about how to turn it in a second, like at the end. Okay, I'll talk about how to come back and turn it in after we're done working it out and showing our work. So I'm going to skip down to how to show your work. So you could print out the test document, do it by hand, scan it back into your computer using your handy dandy K12 printer scanner if you've hooked that up. That's an option. If you have a learning coach with a cell phone that takes pictures, you can also have your learning coach just take a picture of your work and then have your learning coach log into the OLS through the phone, through a phone web browser, and you could actually navigate to the submission folder through there and turn it in. And like I said, I'll show you how to navigate to the submission folder here in a minute. You don't necessarily need to print out the test document either. You can just do it on a blank piece of paper. But using Microsoft Word, like what I really want to show you how to do is just use the Microsoft Word document and use Microsoft Paint, a program on your computer, and use the snipping tool to take screenshots. We could show all the work electronically like that and no need to do it by hand. So it says here just to search for Microsoft Paint in the lower left of your computer. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But that other file, like this, it's got a little twin here. This is the PDF version of the assignment. It's the same question. The only difference is you can't write on this. PDF files just display better a lot of times. Like sometimes printers don't want to print the Word file properly. It might print better with the PDF. It's really just in case you have issues with the Word file. You can see the assignment as a PDF. And if you do use the PDF, though, you can't really write on it, not that easily at least. But there's a website that I put a link to here called PDF Escape. If you go to that website and upload the PDF, it'll allow you to like scribble and write on any PDF. So the next to last bullet point that's highlighted here, everyone should have the snipping tool program that allows you to take screenshots, and that'll allow you to paste your work right into the Word file. And I'll show you how to do that here in a moment. So yeah, I think that's enough of this page for now. Let's take a look at that Word document. Remember, I clicked it, it downloaded, and I have it open here. I'm just going to change the numbers a little bit. Now, in my version of Microsoft Word, I have this tab called Draw. If you guys had that, I would say just do it all in the Word document, showing your work with all these awesome markers and stuff. But I don't think you have that in your version of Microsoft Word. Sorry. I don't think so. Unless they updated it this year, I'm pretty sure you don't have the Draw tab. But I'm going to use it just to kind of scribble out these numbers. I don't want to do the exact problem for you guys, but I'll do one very similar. So show you how to solve a problem like this. But we're going to call this 10.5 cups of, not lemonade, but we'll make it iced tea. Yeah, I like that better than lemonade anyway. 10.5 cups, and let's just say he gives his classmates maybe 7/10 of a cup each instead of 5/6. We'll call that 7/10. All right, that's changed enough, I think. So let me open up Microsoft Paint. I want to show all my work in Microsoft Paint. It will allow me to write on the screen kind of like I'm doing in Word here. Just go down to the lower left of your computer where you should see like a magnifying glass and type the word paint, P-A-I-N-T. It should pop right up like it did here on my computer. Hit enter. There it is. There's Microsoft Paint. You could play around with different brush sizes, different brush thicknesses and colors and all sorts of stuff here. But I just kind of leave it as default, and it's just going to black right now. What were my numbers again? 10.5. I had 10.5 cups of lemonade, and I'm dividing that into portions of, what I say was 5/6? No, 7/10. We changed it to 7/10. So divided by 7/10. All right, dividing fractions, don't be shy. Flip the second and multiply. Flip the second number and multiply. So I'm going to turn that into multiplying. How about I change colors? And I'm going to take the reciprocal of 7/10 to make it 10/7. However, I have another slight issue. When I'm doing multiplying fractions, which is what I'm doing here, I'm changing the division problem into multiplication. I don't normally want to deal with mixed numbers like this. I want to turn them into an improper fraction. So I'm going to execute the MAD method here. So M, multiply the denominator times the whole number. 2 times 10 to make 20. A, for add that to the numerator. 20 plus 1, 21. D for denominator stays the same, so this is going to be 21 over 2. 21 over 2, so that's my number. 21 over 2 instead of 10 and a half. All right, when you're multiplying fractions, you multiply across the top and across the bottom. I like to rewrite 21. I like to rewrite it like this, all over one fraction bar. Now you might notice you could divide out some copycat fractions out of these numbers ahead of time. 7 fits nicely into 21, right? 2 fits into 10. We could simplify at this point if we wanted to, but I'm just going to not do that. I'm just going to multiply across the top and across the bottom. Because if there's any simplifying to be done, like if it turns out to be a fraction, if my answer is not a whole number, if it's a fraction, if I missed some simplifying earlier, I will see it at the end. I'll have to do it at one point or another. But if it turns out to be a whole number quotient, it really wouldn't matter. If I simplified ahead of time here, it would just give me smaller numbers to work with. You're going to get the same quotient. So I'm just going to do 21 times 10 to make 210 divided by 14 over 14. I have an improper fraction. That is the value of my answer here, but you cannot leave it as an improper fraction. In the assignment, it says to simplify your work. So 210 over 14, I need to turn that back into a mixed number or a whole number if it works out nicely. So let's do this. 210 over 14, same as 210, divided by 14. 14 doesn't fit into 2, but it fits into 21 one time. 1 times 14 is 14. 21 minus 14 is 7. Bring down to 0. How many times does 14 fit into 70? Well, you might need to do a little trial and error, a little scratch work on the side. It should be about 5 times. Let's try 14 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 2 makes 7. It's 5 times exactly. All right, so 5 up there, 5 times 14 is 70. So this improper fraction turned into not a mixed number, but a whole number. So that's my answer. My answer is 15. I figure Asher can pass out 15 cups of iced tea to his classmates if he's starting with 10.5 cups, and if his serving sizes are 7/10 of a cup each. Now, let's get this in the Word file, okay? It's all here in Microsoft Paint. If you go back down to your search magnifying glass and type snip, S-N-I-P, the snipping tool, open it up, and it even advertises like a different snipping program on your computer called Snip and Sketch. You can totally use that instead if you wanted to. I haven't really messed around with that much. But using the snipping tool, you right click on or left click on new, and then everything kind of like goes faded white a little bit, kind of grays out a little bit. And your mouse cursor is now crosshairs. So just get it up in the upper left corner where you want to start your snip. Hold down the left mouse button and drag it. And you're making like a big rectangle here. That's going to take a screenshot of anything that's within the rectangle. That looks good. That's all my work. Now I've copied it. Go back to the Word file. Here's my Word file. I want to put my answer below where it says answer, so I'm just going to hit enter a couple times. Then right click and go to paste. Right under paste options, there's a little picture of a clipboard. When you copy something on your computer, it's in like a temporary spot. They call it a clipboard. So that's why there's a picture of a clipboard there. And I could just click that and it's right there. You could also do Control V on your keyboard. But there is an image of all my work directly on the Word file. Because remember, I don't think your Microsoft Word has a draw button, a draw feature. If it did, we wouldn't even have to mess with Microsoft Paint or the snipping tool. Okay, so that's my answer is 15, but I didn't explain myself. I got the work shown, but I didn't even state what the answer is or explain it. So you got to type something up. That's like a major part of these part 2 assignments is to give you some practice in explaining your thoughts, using words, using sentences, explaining how you worked out the math. So there's no one exact right way to explain it. Everybody's going to kind of do it in their own words. But I would explain it like this. So Asher gives lemonade, no wait, iced tea to exactly, whoops. Oh, and if that's looking too small, you can make it bigger. Like, check this out. Right here where that says 16, why not make it like 20? Make it bigger. Asher gives iced tea to exactly 15 classmates. So what did I do? How did I solve this? Using the words first, next, and last. Well, first, I set up the problem. Dividing 10½ by 7/10 of a cup. Okay. Next, oops. Next, I changed the mixed number to an improper fraction. 21/2, right? That's what it looked like. 21 halves. Okay. Last, I multiplied by the reciprocal of the what? That's called the divisor, right? The number I'm dividing by, the divisor, the reciprocal of the divisor. Might as well throw that word in there. So times 10/7. If I'm dividing by 7/10, I turned it into multiplying by 10/7, right? That's what I did. That's what I did. Okay. So it doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. Just explain what you did in your own words. What did I do next? I just multiplied the fractions and simplified, and I got the answer of 15. That's good. That's great. That would get you 100%. We gave the answer. We showed our work. We explained the work. Done. Now let's see. Let's be sure we know how to save this. Okay, so go to File, go to Save As, and now you want to navigate to your math folder on your desktop. Okay, so go to your math folder on your desktop. Here's my desktop. These are all my folders. I have one just called Math right there. And put your name on it. It's going to save it as the regular file name. I don't have any special, Mr. Racki and I, neither of us have any special rules on how you need to name the file, but I recommend keeping the original title of it, the 2.17 graded assignment, but then just put your name on it. I'm going to put Mr. Payton's 2.17 graded assignment, and I'm going to save it where I know, someplace where I know where to find it, in the math folder on my desktop. All right, it's saved. It should be there. So now I want to go back and let's see how to upload it. Back here, okay, part of the explanation is how to upload. It says click the assignment and save it to your math folder. We already did that. We clicked it, we worked it out, we got all our work on there, then we saved it. We answered the problem, we showed all our work, full explanation. Upload it to me to grade by clicking upload or add a file at the bottom of this page. Do not email this. It must be uploaded here in the original assignment link, which you can also get through the Tools Assignments menu. So yes, please don't email it. It needs to be in the submission folder so that Mr. Racki or I can grade it and give you feedback, and we can keep track of it. You'll be able to click back to it later in the year. And also, you're able to revise these. If you don't get full credit, you're able to correct your work and make another submission to redeem yourself and earn full credit, if you don't get it at first. So upload button is right there. So getting into it this way, remember I just clicked directly into the assignment from the my schedule link. It takes you to this page, and you got an upload button right there. So if I click upload, I should be able to find it on my desktop, math folder, right there. Mr. Payton's, remember I put my name in front of it right there. There it is. I'm going to open it up, and now look, it's uploading. It's right there. It's in blue there. It gives you a space to write comments as well, but please don't put your answer in comments. There's really no need to do anything in the comments box, okay? That's not for your math work. And we just hit the submit button, and it says submitted successfully. And it also sends like a confirmation email. So whatever student account I used on this probably just got an email saying you submitted some work, and he's probably really confused right now. But I want to click back out of here just to show you how another way you can get to your assignment, because it mentions there the tools assignments folder. Like on your math course homepage, let's just go to the math course homepage right here. You can see this student's grade and progress percentage, the content link. Let's actually go to the content link real quick. Since I have your attention, hopefully, I want to show you how you can navigate back to any lesson pages or quizzes. Remember, if you see numbers here, that means it's lesson pages you didn't do. So this student actually, in Unit 2 fractions and decimals, looks like this student overlooked this entire lesson except for the quiz. So you don't want to see stuff like that. Watch out for stuff like this, okay? Because I'm not sure how this happened, but you see how there's a check mark next to the quiz and all those numbers next to the other parts of the lesson pages? That means those pages weren't visited through the student account. But this is how you can get back to any of the quizzes in the unit to brush them up, or any lesson pages you might have overlooked. And this the part 2 assignment is at the bottom of the unit here in the unit test. What we clicked into from the My Schedule page was essentially this link right here, the part 2 assignment. Here's the part 1. But to get back to it, you can go to Tools Assignments. Check this out, Tools Assignments right here. Let's say you don't get full credit and you want to go back to it and brush it up. You can click this and you get a copy of the file you just submitted, so you can see what you previously uploaded. There's a direct link to the Word file or the PDF right there. But if you click back into this, then here's all those directions again. It looks familiar, right? The only thing that's different is the files. Did you guys notice the difference? It doesn't say upload. Now it says add a file. And here's the link to the Word doc and the PDF. So there's like some slight differences going into it this way, but essentially it's the same. If you want to make a correction and upload another file, just go to Tools Assignments, click on it, and here you can go add a file, and it'll allow you to navigate around your computer to upload your revision. Okay, I think this video is long enough. Thanks for watching. That's pretty much it for how to do the part 2s. If you are struggling with how to show your work in any way, please feel free to reach out to me or Mr. Racky if he's your math teacher. All right, see you later.